And this is why
Salvin and Darren outweighed the Sinclair on the other one, and it caused a latch to release, which dumped Sinclair down a large slide in the opposite end of the wall here, right here. It went up, and this side here went down, and it like sealed the opening into the section where Florence, Zerish, and Lars is. Florence and Zerish, roll a perception check.
Interesting.
You
I
know,
think this party needs a druid.
Lars, the man of many, many talents, abilities, and guidance and wisdom. He hears like a latching sound when they drop down on the other end, and it would be up right around this corner near Florence when it locked in. So right now, Sinclair, you just slid down from here down into here, kind of crashed into Darren. And what do you guys want to do? And Lars alerts Florence and Zerish that he did a clicking sound when it seemed to lock into place.
I'm looking at Zarish and like, do you think they are even alive?
I don't know. Darren, are you alright?
Sinclair's just gonna as he stumbles down.
Zerish, you can barely hear responses, like muffled coming through the other side of the concrete wall.
I figured as much.
I vote for a human pyramid.
Where are you getting at this?
Excuse me?
Never mind. It doesn't look like they're able to move this wall, though.
Well, perhaps I can attempt to open part of the wall. Seems like there might be something behind it, no? Lars? Is that what you meant?
No,
Lars nods his head and points right there at that corner. And Florence, roll me another perception check.
roll high.
Yeah, try to beat your last one. I know you did pretty well last time.
That's gonna be good.
No.
Good job, man. He didn't want to overdo it or anything, so
Just 1 point over, right?
no. He didn't get under, but he definitely didn't get 1 point over. So, Florence, Lars steps up there and he takes a hold of your finger and he guides it up to point exactly what he's pointing at, because he knows it's going to take that much based on your inherent ability of being observative. So Lars points at you can see where this concrete slab has gone up. It meets the ceiling above it, but along the left side where it meets, you see a little groove where some rock has been like chipped away, it looks like, or knocked out when the pieces hit each other, and you could see like a little metal latch inside there, very little, and you could barely see it. Really put your torch up there.
Can I reach it with my hand?
No, teeny tiny. You can barely see. It's like looking through a keyhole.
Can I put my... so as I'm saying it, I'm like, Zaris, come here, darling. Unfortunately, I tend to have a fairly big hands and fingers, so I can't really do much. But if you see in there, and I'm just going on the side for her to see, do you have any like magic that can, I don't know, pull the latch?
For the locks, maybe. What are we trying to do?
Well, if you see right inside there, I'm just holding the torch. Please don't get burned by the torch. There is a latch. If you could grab it, I believe perhaps it could help the rest.
So you don't want me to reach in there and to grab a lever? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but I believe that our hands are very big, so perhaps, I don't know, you magic people have different ways of doing things.
Well, unfortunately, what that I was thinking of was to blow apart the lock, but I don't know if that would work.
Maybe my rapier would work. Would it? Could I?
So it is worth a shot. If anything, you could take this, and she pulls out one of her small daggers.
Well, this is very unlikely that we can do something to it unless we blow it up. However, can any of you climb? Lars?
I mean,
Zaris?
I could hit it a couple times. Might break some of the rock off, but I don't know.
Be my guest. Be my guest. I would like to keep my rapier safe and pointy. So
Back at the wall where they were feeling around where that slot was, maybe try to make it a little bit bigger
With your...
with my flail.
Okay.
Spin it around a couple good times and take a smack at it.
You hit it pretty hard, and you do see, it's like you didn't... No way that flail is going to get through this tiny little hole, but you do chip away a few pieces of rock from the ceiling where it meets in the wall that comes up, and you see little pieces of it flaking off after you hit it.
Does it look like it did any improvement? Like, maybe the hole's a little bit bigger, or?
Yeah, but ever so slightly, yeah.
okay, if they are dying, they will die by the time we get this down. Lars, how strong are you? I have a lot of rope with me. Perhaps we can throw it over.
Is there no space to throw a rope over?
No, the stone slab that went up, it goes all the way up into the ceiling, and it seals it off. You guys can roughly hear each other if the people on the other side wanted to communicate with you guys.
I imagine they heard at least a slight bang.
Oh, well, you said, yeah. I thought you said we couldn't hear them. We could barely hear anything.
You can barely hear them. I mean, picture yourself, I don't know, trying to understand somebody that's speaking underwater or something. But it's probably a better example to say, picture a 1 foot thick wall of rock between you and somebody you're trying to speak to. You can barely make out, probably roughly hear what they're saying if you're really perceptive.
So I wanna use thaumaturgy to boom up my voice. It booms up to 3 times.
There you go.
And I'll be like, if you are dying on the other side, scream very loudly. If you are not, scream twice.
Darren doesn't see anything, but Sullivan and Sinclair see him kind of just like get like a dead look on his face, being very closed in. He's the walls are closing in on him from all sides.
Meanwhile, I'm taking another smack at the same spot I hit before.
Yeah, Darren's used to being out on a sailing ship with
Yeah.
nothing enclosing him and feeling like he's in a tomb, which he literally is in a tomb. But
Yeah.
Sinclair's gonna yell, I think Darren's gonna start killing people if we don't get out of here soon. He's starting to get the shakes.
so
I don't know if I
Zeresh,
hear that,
guess,
but I did
took
take a
another
swing.
swing at it and did some more damage. I mean, you figure you could keep at it and eventually widen that hole enough where you guys could try to manipulate that latch.
That second swing, did that make it a little bit bigger too? Maybe get a dagger or something through it?
It did. It's probably going to take a few more swings. It'll take be easier if you and Lawrence and Zeresh and maybe even Mars all chipped in, literally chipped in, widening the hole.
I mean, I'll keep going. I'll take another swing, but how's it sounding from their end?
Imagine you can probably hear that, right?
You guys could, sound metal on rock travels pretty good in the cave. You guys can tell that they're probably trying to dig you guys out. Did you guys want to explore around while you're in there a little bit?
Darren's kind of freezing up from being super claustrophobic.
So I'm gonna go over the description of the room that you guys are in, Darren, Sinclair, and Salvin. At the end of the corridor where you guys are is the small alcove, holding 3-foot tall stone pedestal on which rests a small silver coffer. 15 feet in front of the alcove, where Sinclair was standing, there's this a simple small step up. Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so yeah, there's just on that slab that Darren is right beside, pretty much, there's a little coffer.
Sinclair's gonna slap Darren and snap out of it. We need your wits about you.
Darren's gonna shake his head. What's... Why is the walls closing? We need to get out of here. He's gonna go to the slide thing and try to jump up and climb up to see if he can put his weight to tilt it back over.
I'll
Anything
say
happen?
roll me a strength check.
Okay.
Darren gets up to the slab and gets a good handhold. He's straining with all his might. His muscles are bulging out. His veins are popping. And it doesn't move one iota.
Is there enough space between the top of the platform and the ceiling that I could lift Darren up to it, or hoist him up to where he could pull himself up onto the ledge?
I don't know if... so this middle section right here, this side of it,
Right, lift it up.
it was just like, say, a lever. That side went up and the other side went down. And that side went all the way up to the ceiling.
Okay, so it's sealed off. That was my question.
Okay, so like if we try to push on the top to try to push it back down, it won't budge.
No, a latch went off, and that's what Lawrence and Zeresh and the wise, ever so wise, bars.
Alright, then Darren's gonna sink to the floor.
Sullivan, do you think we should open the coffer and see if it releases us?
I can't hear you, Sally.
Saying he's talking, but I definitely can't hear him either.
Yeah, his mic was lighting up, but no, nothing.
We can tell you're hitting the button to push to talk. Make sure your Discord is set up. Make sure the right mic is set up. Lots of times when Windows does an update, it just by default it assigns like your webcam or something crazy to your microphone. So you might want to check. Click the little gear icon in the bottom left of your Discord, and then hit audio and video, and make sure that it has your.
I think I fixed it.
There you go.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Yeah.
Roger.
So Simon is going to rise up and use message cantrip to speak to Zarish. I can do it within 120 feet, and I believe it goes through. Well, no, not through, but in the.
It'll go through, I think, up to like a foot of rock. So yeah, you're definitely able to do it.
Okay, we got ourselves a bit of a pickle. We're fine, but do you see any latches down there on your end?
I'm currently swinging at it, trying to get it free.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to perception check the room in search of any mechanisms.
That was a little weird.
All right, roll perception.
Meanwhile, another swing.
In the meanwhile,
Sure.
Florence that doesn't realize who Zarish is talking to. He's like, "Are you okay?"
Being down here must be making me a little bit crazy. I could have sworn I heard Sullivan's voice.
Let's see.
Are you okay?
So Sullivan is rolling a perception check, right? And
Rolled.
you don't really see any, other than the predicament that you're in, you don't notice any mechanisms or anything like that around there.
Do you think it's wise to open this right now?
It definitely needs to open right now. It's the smartest thing for everyone.
I like how Zarish isn't over there, but it's good to know Darren's kryptonite. Just put him in a box.
You don't know Darren's freaking out.
What is that? Is that a rabbit?
Wait, that? No, that's a ferret.
Oh, it's a ferret. Okay. So, Darren, did you say that you're opening it? You're opening it and throwing it over to Sullivan, hot potato like?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Here you go.
Yeet!
When you open the coffer, Darren, you open it and you see a strange copper figurine inside it, which goes over to Sullivan. You're currently holding this copper figurine. It's kind of narrow with fins on the sides. Looks somewhat like a fish. Written on the side of the figurine are strange runes. On the slimmer end of figurine are an etched square panel. But by the way, what languages do you speak there, Calvin?
Oh, that's a lot of them. Abyssal, Celestial, Elvish, and Infernal.
Hey, you can't really understand what the ruins say, but they look somewhat similar to Elvish.
Oh, I can speak Elvish, I just didn't include it because I'm an elf.
If you're an elf, you automatically speak your own language. It
Yeah.
should default to put that on there. Did you use D&D Beyond to roll up your characters?
Yeah, and no, this one.
Yeah, it should automatically put your own racial language in.
Oh no, it is roll 20.
Now I've done it a million times, helping people out roll their character. So anyway, it has these strange ruins that you're not able to figure out what they say. But basically, you have a copper figurine, like a narrow copper figurine. And it looks somewhat like a fish. It has fins on it, and it has an edged square panel on it. Are you doing anything with it?
Not right now. I think I'll just look around and see if there's anything just that would match the figurine, like its shape, perhaps.
Darren's gonna pick the coffer up off the thing and just look to see if there's like a weight thing underneath it or something.
Roll me perception, Darren. You very perceptive in that you're looking around, and there is nothing out of the ordinary. It's just that there's a stone slab that the coffer was sitting on, and opened it up, and there's just a figurine laying inside it. That's all there was. There's nothing that looks like that either of the objects would fit inside or sit on, or anything denoting where they should be placed or anything like that.
Yeah, he's just getting frantic.
Sinclair's gonna look at Darren and say, "Stop playing with your dolls. We need to figure out a way to get out of here."
Darren stops moving, looks at Sinclair. Wild look in his eyes. Twitching a little bit.
What if could we climb to like the top of the ramp and brace ourselves on the floor and ceiling and kind of squat push against the floor to try to overpower the latch?
Well, in the immortal words of Matt Mercer, right.
Sinclair's gonna look at Darren and he's gonna say, "Come up here and help me push and try to break the latch."
Zeresh, you and Florence have keep chipping away at this. You're getting it close to where you could almost reach your hand in there and manipulate the latch. You could tell that it's like a metal latch. That when the stone went up into the ceiling, there's a metal latch that's holding it in place.
Well, not what this weapon was designed for, but at least it's making some kind of progress. She takes another swing.
As they are saying that on top of it, I'm like, don't worry, we got it. Just make sure you don't fall with your ass down.
Alvin, are you staying down there with your figurine, your new precious?
Oh yeah, don't don't do anything right now.
My precious. What strength roll for what we're trying to do?
Sure. Darren and Sullivan. Or Darren and Sinclair.
Respectful. Be right back.
Darren's indisposed.
You
But I think
guys
he rolled
both.
before he left.
Darren, you are reminiscent of when you were trying to lift the whole stone slab. It looks like you put everything into it you can, but all your hopes and dreams of the future life and your children and their grandchildren's life lies in Florence and Zerish and the very wise Lars on the other side.
Hearing that, he's gonna start like etching his life story on the wall of the. Last will and testament in stone.
Okay. Are you guys staying up there?
I guess. I mean,
Sinclair and
I
Darren?
guess if it didn't push open, I would come back down off the ramp.
Darren's gonna come down the bottom and try to see if he can find a mechanism or something down here, like in the edge of the lamp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a slope, basically at the floor, or I guess what is the floor now. Just slopes all the way up to the ceiling, from left to right, right to left of it.
Okay.
Eventually, Florence and Zerish, you're able to chip away enough at the stone block to where you think you can reach your hand in there and push on this latch. Probably
Before we
release.
push it, though. Before we push it, I just look at Cyrus and be like, let us play a small prank before, yes? And I wanna use thaumaturgy again and just have ominous whispers just sort of like echo on the other side. You know, the type of, well, you're gonna die. And then, you know, I'd be like, okay, you can do it.
There is a wicked little grin on her face. She takes another smack just to get it clear of the rock.
Who did you do that to? Darren, Selvin?
Like anyone who is on top, I just like 30 feet, like I would do it on the other side, somewhere 30 feet. It just says that I can make ominous whispers just appear. I don't know where, so I'm assuming like
Oh, okay.
I'm just throwing it as far as I
Darren,
can.
Selvin, and Sinclair, you all hear these weird, spooky whispers.
Oh god.
Wait a moment. This accent really reminds me of something.
They're
I just
coming up.
can't place it.
They're coming after us.
Well, I think I made enough room. If you want to see if you can get that lever.
Yes, let me, I'm just putting my hand like through.
So you guys are going to flip the latch. Lauren says you flip the latch there. You hear a release, and this whole stone slab with all of its weight, boom, slams onto the ground, and this side comes up a bit. Here, and it kind of launches you up to the ceiling. You turn a flip in the air, and you land back down. Roll a dexterity check. Or roll an athletics check. So Darren, when the slab comes up, when the other side goes down, this one flips you up into the air. Darren says, hey, takes the opportunity, turns a double backflip, he does a twist, and he sticks the landing. This looks incredibly oppressive.
Oh,
There was quite the moves you got.
Start
You just
sucking
picked
in
it up
air.
now.
Darren just starts sucking in air. Gonna run all the way to here.
Well, I guess we are even now.
So you guys can see each other on both sides. I mean, this is at this point, this is like a 1 foot step up, and then you guys are back here are up another couple of feet. You see like the lid off this coffer, and Salavin is holding this strange looking figurine.
I just
we
kind of
found this shiny doll. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
while he was saying that, I just kind of went over just because apparently Darren just went right by me, so I just kind of give him a couple pats on the shoulder. It's like it's all right.
It will be all right when we get out of here. This is ridiculous.
Okay,
I do
okay.
tend to agree with Darren.
Well, besides this happening, just pointing at Darren, what else was down there? You said you found something?
Small places should not get smaller. It's bullshit.
Yes, Sullivan. Show her the doll you found in the box.
You found a doll.
It's a statue of something amphibian. I don't really know what it says, but there's certainly some writing on it. I showed to the rest of them.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
only
think I
it
know it.
has fins on the. It's a narrow statue. It has fins on one side. It has writing on the other side from the fins, and it has a square panel on the small end of it, on one of the ends.
That's an interesting doll.
Statues.
Well, from what I know of this place, perhaps it could be quite priceless. Actually, a very high price, not priceless. If we make it out alive.
Or it could be like everything else in this place trying to get us.
Perhaps.
Though it did have a pretty elaborate trap just to hide it. I don't know.
I think it's some kind of either a key, instruction, or religious object. So who's keeping it?
Maybe
We
we'll
might-
find out later.
What?
You say it could be religious?
Well, so far we met quite a few aquatic themed beings.
In my time, like, since I was looking for this place, would I have read anything on it related to what this place would be, or is it just something that I knew there was treasure on, and I just looked for it?
Roll me a history check. Which I think you're pretty good at. Yeah. You also know from your time coming here and talk amongst the people that infiltrated the locals. You know this is a place of worship for the vampire god, the underworld. Maybe if you're lucky enough, you can meet him.
So, This would definitely be priceless if we were to make it back. However, by taking this, probably there is a very high chance these fake vampire people would totally come and kill us and eat us alive, even more so than before.
Most things in here try to kill us and eat us alive.
So in average evening walking into these halls.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that is very true. I don't mind killing those vampire people. They did kill my crew, probably.
Well, I mean, you're holding onto it. I don't mind keeping it, but we really should get out of here. Looking at Darren.
We just need to go back to the stairs and dig the stairs out.
Well, we are already higher than before. This place we climbed, so chances are, if we keep following this, we will be out in no time, right?
Those
Well-
stairs that you're talking about digging out. If
Yeah,
it's-
the beginning.
If it's the ones that went to the east from the room with the weird creature that was talking to you.
Past the poison room. Above the crayfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
that was near the
The
the big
entrance.
slab that you guys pushed out of the way.
Yeah.
Basically, that is the stairwell that Lawrence went through, and the stairs collapsed out.
Okay, because I thought that was just north of us.
If
Wasn't in the same
if you
part.
remember when you went north from the room where the strange woman that tried to give everybody a kiss.
Yeah, in the up direction for us.
Yeah, you went up from there, and then you went left. If you could have gone right there, that was the top of the stairs there.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so you've already been on both sides of those stairs.
Well, let's see what's down this hallway, and if we don't find anything, I don't know, take a little break and gather ourselves and get out of here another way.
Why don't we just take a break right now?
Do you need to catch your breath, little buddy?
It'd be helpful,
Yes.
yes.
It would be nice. Am I the only one that needs break? We've gone non-stop since we've been in here.
I could use a break as well.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
A little breather.
It seems to me there's only one way in here, so it'd be easily defended.
And I think we disabled it.
Yeah, the trap.
Well, you can relax and I can keep a watch in the meanwhile. I am feeling perfectly fine after being woken up.
There is a lot of stuff we went through just to get here. Let alone all the stuff we fought underground.
Yeah, because our player of care has been going for a while now, so I think maybe a long rest would be in order.
How is your wound, Darren?
I'll Can I move the shirt aside, DM, and what does the bite mark look like?
It doesn't. The bite mark doesn't look like it's gotten any worse. It might even be healing up a little bit. You find you can tell, as time goes by, it's maybe the phase of the moon or something, which are concentrated a little bit off what it would normally be.
It'll just show It's a little itchy, but I think it's getting better.
But if they're up for it, and if everybody else is, we could stay right here for a little while.
You guys want to take a short rest or a long rest?
I'm good with whichever. I mean, I don't have anything to regain except for health, so I can use hit dice or take a long rest.
With the long rest, I'll get all my spells back. With the short rest, I just get like hit points.
Same
We're
for
still
me.
this weird fog. I don't think it's wise to spend 8 hours here just to rest.
Okay.
I do agree with that sentiment. Getting out of here is top priority, but we also can't just keep wandering through the halls and get smacked every time we run into a trap.
Well, perhaps I can move ahead and be checking around. Perhaps if any creature is there, I'm very, very good at hiding. I may not look like it because the lady found me, but the lady was very pretty. So there is that. If there are no more pretty ladies, I can keep in the shadows, you stay a bit behind, and I keep coming back to contact you.
Don't get too far ahead. We didn't want a separation happening again like this.
Yeah, at least within ear distance.
Got any communication device?
Darren pulls out a T-Mobile phone, passes it over to him. It's burner. Don't worry about it.
You
Get it.
you pull out your T-Mobile phone, flip it open, and you see that you don't have. You do get a fancy little pop-up on your screen though, and it says should have got Verizon.
Should have got Verizon. I know. Do you hear me now? No. Okay. I don't have the message cantrip, so
You don't get anything back when you say that. You just get a frowny face, a big emoji of a frown. A little
Well, next best.
teardrop.
Next best step is a two-way radio or two-way walkie-talkies from Radio Shack.
should have went with Nextel. They got to push to talk.
So what is the consensus?
Maybe you sneak ahead of us for 20 feet or so, and then do you have the message thing?
Yeah, I can contact people over short distances, but it's one way. I need to initiate it, so if he needs something, that's...
Oh, so Livon, yes. I was thinking there that Zachis was going mad down here. Okay, now it makes sense.
That it was you!
Well, yeah. And also there was some very strange voice going from there, so I don't think we should enter it necessarily. It had a horrible accent too.
Oh, perhaps there are ghosts around. You know, this place may have hosted so many sacrifices to this vampire god.
I was a bit away hitting at the rock, so I didn't really hear anything.
All
I
places
should be
is
extremely
closed.
careful.
All places like this are just tombs, including the mines.
So we take a breather while Florence is going ahead a little bit.
Darren can't get a long rest. I mean, a short rest isn't going to do much for him.
Yeah.
He's almost back to full health, so. We can take a short rest if anyone wants to, like, roll a hit die. If you feel like that will help him. Outside of that, I'd say we can just keep going.
Yeah, I'm good to continue, and I think I have the lowest health out of anybody.
I can keep going, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even get my
Okay.
trait stuff at short rest. I just get hit points too.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
Sounds
So
good.
You guys taking a vote, or is that what you're going to do? Or?
no, we're not. We're not going to take one.
Yeah, we're gonna keep
We
going.
already decided. Yeah.
Then I
Forward!
shall guide you to the light. El Sol.
So Florence wants to head into the light. Sounds like good advice, man.
He's supposed to be scouting.
What if we're good to proceed?
So I guess there is only one way, like the way we came from. There is nothing down there, is there?
There were 2 hallways back where
Oh,
there
yes.
were heads.
This hallway also seems to be going down. I'll just keep going down and keep like an eye out, and I will keep like a 20-foot distance from them. 30 actually, just to be safe.
Yeah. Well, we can still see you at 20. So
So when he comes back running and screaming, that means everything's alright.
Exactly.
we're not necessarily like letting him leave our eyesight. Or I mean, I'm not.
So, Sullivan, are you walking around with this statuette in your hands, or putting it
Well,
in
I put it away in some kind of a bag in my traveler clothes.
Okay.
I will use thaumaturgy to say, I have found the door. It's me, Florence.
You seem to get no response from the party.
Salvin's the only one I can hear the message thing, right? It's not like all the rest of us can hear it anyway.
No, this is a whispers in your face, like it's a thaumaturgy.
Oh, okay.
So it's not. He's not using the spell message.
He's doing thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Stop! Either help us or shut the f up! Don't know why everyone wants to talk, but not help. Bullshit.
As you're approaching, I'm like, oh, there you are! I found the door!
You seem a little bit on edge.
Lars
Look, you're
comes
not
up around
cool
the
enough.
corner and he's like, what? I can't hear you guys. Speak up a little bit. Like yelling at you.
Oh, Lars.
In front of you, Florence, is a massive bronze door.
Any signs, any descriptions, no, any inscriptions on it, or anything weird?
No, it's just a nice looking bronze door. No inscriptions or anything else on it.
Can I check it for traps around, if anything pops out, just like...
Sure. Roll me. Are you checking for traps, or are you checking for panels,
for traps.
secret doors, whatever?
Just traps for now, just to see if I
Roll,
can
roll
actually open it.
investigation then. Okay, he's searching the walls and things around the door, feeling the door. Everything seems to be kosher, nothing out of the ordinary with it.
Oh, good.
This is a door? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's just... Oh, good. Another bronze door. Wonder what's behind it.
Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3?
It's a brand new car.
One way to find out, my darling, and I will see if it's locked. I will try to push it.
You've just opened it up, and behind it you see there's a donkey strapped to its back, and it's a cell phone battery.
We won! We won!
The door doesn't move. You quickly realize it's a pull, not a push.
Oh, it does have a description. It says the school for the gifted, and you try to push the door. But you do see a sign that says pull to open. So, yeah. Okay.
Alright, so he opens the door.
Massive bronze door opens into this grand chamber. The place is filled with rubble and life-size statuary. Much of it is broken. Standing in ranks is an army of clay statues. What must have once been an impressive array. Now half of them are they're fallen and crumbled to pieces. Near the door are spear wielders, perhaps 20 of them, outfitted with scraps of leather armor now, as it's mostly rotted away. At their feet lay obsidian spearheads and bits of rotted wooden shafts. Behind these figures are archers in scattered formation. Few of them remain standing. Their arrows are gone, but they hold laminated bows. The bows are dried and worm-eaten. Farther into the room, figures of warriors with war clubs and hand axes, wearing scraps of lacquered leather, sandals, and caps. Beyond all of this, to the north of the chamber are a group of statues that must have been an honor guard. These warriors wear feathered shoes and headdresses and are armed with pitted bronze spears. Each of these figures wears a breastplate of shells. They're standing near a domed structure. Stucco dome has no apparent opening. On the east wall are two carved stone columns flanking the remains of a covered sedan or a litter, with statues of attendants standing nearby.
Does this look suspicious?
What do you have in there, Sinclair? Lawrence.
Well, it looks like some sort of guard room, but everything is rotten. Why don't you join me? And I will just go to the side, and I will use thaumaturgy to brighten up my flame. I don't know how much it brightens it up, if or not, to be honest, at this point. It says it brightens it up, but it doesn't specify how much. So I don't know if it actually does something, but I'll try to.
Tell me if this helps. Did that change?
Definitely. Yeah.
That's temporary because this stuff is really bad for flames.
I think I'm gonna use thaumaturgy on that same flame just to give it a slight shade of blue and green.
Let's turn this into
So
a rave.
now it looks like you guys are in a local discotheque of the age.
I said slight shade.
The light is emitting from red, blue, and green.
That's a bit better. Gives it a good feng shui that I've heard of.
You think you hear Donna
insect side.
Summer singing in the background? I will survive. I will survive.
You mentioned obsidian spearheads on the ground. Where exactly?
Those, let's see, the obsidian spearheads. I believe those are the up near the honor guard.
I will very carefully step towards there, looking for anything, on the plates. Maybe something activates them or anywhere or anything, and I will very carefully and stealthily, because I don't trust those statues, step towards there because I want a piece of it.
This
No.
looks like a fun, interesting place.
Basically, these statues, the stars represent a statue that is at least somewhat intact.
Going up to a statue, could I determine how old they are? Are they were they built at the same time as the rest of the stone temple, or was it after the fact?
I would say probably after the fact a little bit, but not much.
Not a super amount. Okay. Is it in the same? Are they in the same kind of design as the rest of the temple? That Omun type look.
Yeah.
Imagine these statues got like a bunch of cobwebs and stuff all over them. Haven't seen any activity in years.
If I'm at the spearheads, I wanna pick up. How big are they since they are spear?
Maybe like half an inch by an inch.
Okay, so I'll probably grab a couple of them if I can see them.
Okay.
Put them in my backpack.
All right.
Definitely creepy. A lot different from the other rooms we've been in.
Is this a very large tomb?
Is this the tomb you were talking about, DM, or?
I don't think it was a tomb. Let's see here. You've gone by the figures of warriors with war clubs and hand axes, wearing scraps of leather sandals and caps. Beyond all of that, in the north end, where you guys are now, the group of statues that have been an honor guard. The warriors wear feathered robes and headdresses and are armed, hitted bronze spears. Each of these figures wears a breastplate and shells. They're standing near a domed structure. This stucco dome has no apparent openings. So I would say this that you're standing near it supposed to represent.
Okay.
How tall is it?
I would say it goes up maybe 6 feet, 7 feet, something like that.
Darren's gonna take out one of his hand axes, spin it around on the flat end, and try to see if he can hear if it's hollow or not.
He's spinning it, spinning the hand axe around. You said.
Yeah, so instead of using the blade area, it's using the flat area on the back of the axe.
And he's tapping on the dome.
Just trying to see how thick it is, or if it's hollow, or.
It is definitely hollow. When you even tap on it, you see pieces of it breaking apart. It's very weak construction.
It doesn't seem very well made.
That or it's
Really?
really old.
It could be.
Do you think there's something inside of it?
Could be. Was there someone here who could take a few minutes and try to detect anything magical in the room? Could we look at the weapons and all that?
I can. It's 10 minutes though.
What else are we going to do?
Just to remember, Every room we've been in has already had something trying to kill us.
Most of them also had fancy items.
Yeah, but you also said that you're out of spells.
I can cast some spells over time. It'll take about 10 minutes. Maybe not necessarily in combat at all. Those spells.
I'm sure whoever you encounter later, you could just say, "Hey, can you give me 10 minutes?" Or
Yeah, exactly.
they'll be like,
Looking
"Sure."
at-
Time out.
I was feeling a little
10
tired
minutes.
myself, so
10-minute timeout
You
while I
want to let me
ritually
take a
cast
drink of your
Fireball.
flash there?
10-minute timeout while I ritually cast Fireball. Don't need that.
Taking a general glance at the statues, are they looking toward or away from the dome?
They're all looking towards it.
Is it this line here?
It's every
That are the statue?
every statue in the room is looking toward it.
I'm talking about the honor guard.
Yeah, that would be your honor guard there.
Okay.
Are there weapons drawn or what?
Most of the weapons are crumbling apart. Anything that's not like metallic is falling apart over time.
I mean, their stance as they face in, is it aggressive or not?
No, they're
Does
like
it look-
they're like at attention, kind of like they're. It's kind of a ceremonial looking formation that they're in.
Like the terracotta army kind of a
Yes,
deal.
something like that. Yeah.
Do they have any gems in their eyes as well?
Nope.
You said most of the weapons were rotted or dried out, right?
Yeah, like any of the wood has had wood worms digging through them. The reason you find the spearheads is because the wood on the spears has rotted away. So they're basically looking like that they would be holding a spear, but they're not holding anything.
Is there any metal? Just the bronze, or is there other types of metal in there?
Well, there's bronze. Any of the bronze that you see is really pitted, where it's the weather and the elements have just kind of eaten away at it.
About how much metal can I find them?
I'm sorry, about how much metal? What?
About how many, like, do you have like a pounds I can find it in, or like a certain amount?
Well, it's all throughout the room. I mean, you could estimate 50 pounds of it or something.
Could I get like a couple hundred, or like 100 gold worth of it, or?
Roll a investigation. You find 15 pounds of salvageable
Oh, I'm sorry, no
bronze.
more than 100 gold. Okay. Could I find enough to be able to reforge it into a shaft to attach the one of the obsidian spearheads to?
If you find a working forge, maybe.
Well, with my artisan's blessing, it doesn't say anything about needing a working forge. It's a class feat.
Okay, sure. You don't need a forge?
No, I mean I need an hour to work on it, but that's about it.
No, he crumbles it up into his hands and he just forms the shaft.
Nice.
Use like a worry stone. But that would take an hour. If you want, they could probably turn those back into spears, given some time.
Well, the bronze that you collected is from the breastplates that these fellas were wearing. Originally, probably hundreds of them, but most of it is really poor quality, falling apart, oxidizing, like that.
What do
Yeah,
you
that's
plan to
what
do
I
with
got.
the spears?
You could throw them. You could stab someone with them. That's usually what they're used for.
Oh, good. I thought you were trying to give them back. Like, make it and give them back. I was gonna... What?
No. Looks great, clear.
You guys could spend maybe a year or something down here and probably put the
Yeah,
Terracotta
see?
Army back together.
That's what we're
Dump
gonna
it
do,
off.
guys. That's what we're gonna do.
Become the
And,
Terracotta Army.
and that's the end of it. We're all gonna retire and just build
Actually,
this
you
whole
guys
temple
aren't
back.
aware, but this was the last exploring party, and they went back and got like an army of workers here, and the gas got to them and turned them into. They look like this Terracotta Army now. They were actually dungeon delvers.
There we go.
Yeah,
In the
so
meanwhile, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the next group of adventurers that come down this tomb is gonna see nothing but dank and nastiness, but they're gonna enter this room. It's gonna be just spotless, just spick and span, just lit up and everything.
Yeah. Put some oil on the traps. Reset them. Become the kobolds of the dungeon.
So, any thoughts on this structure? Do we leave it be, or
It's pretty. It could be hollow. It's pretty brittle on the inside. We could probably, if you wanted to break it open, it probably wouldn't take much time.
I'm very interested in seeing if there are any glyphs around it, which there are not, but perhaps on top. So, and as I'm saying that, I'm trying to sort of climb on top, just to see if there is anything like on top of it, or if there is any entrance on top of it.
How much do you weigh? Pounds.
In pounds, I need to convert that. Give me a sec.
We're
Actually,
supposed to ask a lady.
I think I got this. Give me a sec. I got this, don't I?
Yeah, fortunately it wasn't Zerish, because then he would tell me how impolite it was to ask his weight.
Yeah.
Ask my
Well,
weight.
I need. 170.
All right, so roll me a 20-sided die. You need to get over 17. And you do. So you hear this shell of the stone cracking here and there, these lines forming down the sides of it. Is your weight putting pressure on it? But you are able to distribute your weight appropriately and doesn't collapse underneath.
Look up.
I'm not sure what your reason for climbing up on top of it was.
I wanted to see if there is any like inscription as to what this is, or if there is any opening on top.
There could be an opening. Just wiggle around for a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Basically, as I am on top, yeah, I wanna just go very, as I would be stepping when I'm stealthing, just very like, as I'm stepping on thin ice, kind of slowly, just to check around.
Okay. You don't notice any openings. No runes, no inscriptions.
Well, this is very odd. I can't see anything, and as I'm saying that, I'm gonna sort of jump down in a backflip. Why the fuck not?
You said it with a backflip?
Yep.
Alright, roll an athletics check.
I thought it would be acrobatics.
Don't roll a 1.
Well, athletics I'm horrible. Acrobatics I'm good at. Oh, never mind.
So Florence is up on top. And you see him spring off the top, turns a backflip, and sticks the landing over here. Very, very impressive. He must have been in a flying circus sometime in his life.
So tell me, what exactly was the purpose of the backflip?
Well, I do like acrobatics quite a bit, and it felt like the correct place and the correct time.
Offer this. In this place.
Of course, any place, right?
Alright, I just
Practice
wanted to
makes
know.
perfect.
I just wanted to know.
It is very fragile though. Like, I stepped on it and it started to break. Have you ever stood on top of thin ice?
Once? Maybe.
Well, that is exactly how it felt.
Looking back up the dome, seeing how it's all cracked and stuff. She just shakes her head and just walks away.
Darren's gonna hit it.
All right.
Darren.
Roll. What are you hitting it with?
My battle axe.
Ooh.
Okay. Roll an attack. You hit it. You kind of sink your battle axe into, kind of create a little cavity into your axe. Just kind of sticks in.
Pull my axe out.
Doesn't make a doesn't chip away a big stone block to where you can actually see through it. Or
What the
Could I-
that?
Could I tell how more deeper I have to go into it with my stone cutting help with that at all?
There-
Like I pull the axe out of the way and like put my fingers in to see like how deep.
Is there a stone cutting check that you can do?
Stone cutting. Assign it a. There isn't one. Just says that.
Are you proficient in it? Is it listed as a proficiency?
It's a racial feat.
Yeah, but does it list it as a proficiency?
No, it does not.
So roll and investigate. Are you proficient with investigation?
No, I'm not.
History?
Athletics, medicine, perception, and religion.
So roll perception. So with your stone cutting, you're able to figure out that you'll probably do more damage to this structure if you were to blunt.
We got one person doing backflips and we got another person trying to hit it. Are we
Yeah,
tear this
I'll-
apart or not?
It doesn't seem very thick. If we have more blunt weapons, we could probably get through it pretty fast. Did anyone find see anything magical on the others anywhere in the room?
I didn't have time to prepare detect magic, and we might want to step away from it. There might be some gas or whatever inside.
I'm good with poisons.
You are, but I'm not.
No, you're not. Do we?
Can I investigate the rest of the room while they are trying to break this down?
Oh, we hadn't agreed to break it down yet. No one wants to break it down. I'm gonna break it down though. I just don't have anything.
No, just a simple backflip and a smack.
I tell you what, though, could I find a war club that's I could use to bash it with? Do you?
There's nothing really in here that's not rotted or eaten away by worms.
Given an hour, I can take this scrap metal and turn it into a blunt instrument, but I don't have one myself.
Is
It
that
would
what
just
you
take
need?
longer.
Zara
Just take
sighs
longer.
and hands over her flail to Darren.
Okay, let me add a flail, I guess.
It's a +1 flail.
Well, I'm not proficient with flails. I'm better with hammers
It's like a hammer, but they still need.
and simple weapons.
Well, you could always just use the back end of your axe, but isn't it better for St. Clair to open it up from a distance?
That's why I can make a club out of this metal, given an hour. I mean, unless someone else has blunt instrument they can hit with.
Alright, I handed you my flail. I don't know if you took it or not.
I mean, I'm not proficient with the flail. I could hit with it, but I'm not going to be able to do nowhere near as well as you could. I mean, do you guys want me to just tear this down by myself? Or are we going to try to mess with it? Or no one's going to mess with it. I'm not going to waste my time. I'll just
I don't
look
care.
for a club. Okay.
Is there any real reason why do we want to open that?
It could cover, hide the way out. There's no other doors to get out of here, so we have to double back.
There is a door. It's over there.
I will use Thaumaturgy another time and I'll be like, I found a lost door!
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't look that far north. Okay, well, we could try to get out then.
I do not like these two soldiers looking at me. I do not like this. I would feel a little bit more safe if we just decapitated them. Yes, decapitated them.
Decapitated?
Yes, I do not like these statues.
Decapitated statues.
I mean, if it's
Yeah,
a
I don't
statue, it doesn't really care for a head.
No, I mean,
Exactly.
if
Unless
you
it's
want
a
to
butt
do it, be
statue.
my guest. I'm not stopping you.
Wait, why are we decapitating statues?
Well, first of all, they are bad statues. Second of all, I don't like going near a door that is blocked by statues because who knows? Maybe they want to kill me after I open the door.
How are these looking, by the way?
It's like plants. It's just there for decoration. I'll go up and check the door. See if I can find any traps.
Another massively bronze door.
Another massive bronze door. Is there any locks or anything like that on it?
You see
Is that
a
visual?
bar that's going across the door on the inside. It's pitted, made out of pitted copper. It's basically locking the door. But you, being you're on the inside, you could lift that up and the door pretty quick.
There's bar on this side, so maybe it is keeping something from coming in. But we haven't come across any other ways out. So we could go through this door now, or
Well, at the very least, nothing in this room is trying to kill us yet. But, I mean, there's always the next door. We're trying to find our way out, yes? I don't think going deeper would be the best solution.
is this? This door's on the same floor, right? That we're on. It doesn't go down, or Or we can't even tell, can we?
Everything that you see around you seems to be on the same level.
I mean, it could go up, could go down. We don't know until we open the door.
Well, indeed, we do not know if this leads us out, and if it leads us out, perhaps it is good, right?
It's true.
I could be very quiet about it and open it very slowly and see what awaits us behind it.
If you could do that and maybe double check, make sure you don't see any traps, I think that'd be good. Better eye for that small thing than me.
Let me work my magic then. I wanna check it for. I'm just touching around, seeing, checking for traps and this thing that Darren mentioned, and yeah, just searching generally.
Zara's just like peeking over his shoulder, trying to see what magic spell he's casting.
I will use Thaumaturgy. When I realize that, I will use Thaumaturgy to change the color of my eyes as if I'm doing something. And I'll be like, show me great God, whispering as my eyes change.
What are you mumbling?
Give me a second, the magic.
I'm sure you'll be fine. I'll reach out and I'll cast guidance.
You're trying to examine for traps or something?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, I'm trying to see like for traps, including the centerpiece or whatever it was that Darren was looking at.
Yeah, you have a D4 you can add to that roll as well. If you're doing an ability check.
Oh, do I? Okay.
Yeah, I gave you guidance.
That's awesome. I will probably need that.
So roll investigation.
+4, plus D4. Did you roll that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you examine it, and it looks like an ancient bronze door that has the door is basically barred shut with this bar that's going across it, but nothing other than that.
Well, it looks safe enough. Aside from this bar, there is nothing that can harm us. Well, at least outside this door. I can't promise for inside. Can I stick my ear to the door and see if I can hear any sort of movement on the other side?
Yeah, I'd do that and roll perception. You hear absolute silence on the other side of the door.
And it is very quiet on the other side. I'll just take the bar off and slowly push it open.
And it rips the pole.
Water rushes in.
Sinclair's just gonna start clapping in awe. It's fantastic.
See this giant dragon on the other side to sleep. On the other side of the door is this hallway, much like the others that you've been going down. No, nothing striking that you can tell, at least yet.
That was an interesting trick. Can you teach me?
Of course, it takes practice, but definitely everything is teachable. Perhaps you can do the next one.
I don't know any of those spells, sorry.
Don't worry, it's practice. Don't worry, I will guide you.
Just do it, guy.
Fran.
Where is our dwarf?
Everything alright, Aaron?
Yeah. That's fine.
This is a very, very suspiciously long. Wait, Sinclair. Wait. I'm smelling a trap.
I mean, if you would like to look for traps, be my guest. I'm certainly not the most sightful of us.
I'll stay 10 feet ahead of them and try to investigate for traps as I'm going very slowly. Sides, like steps maybe on the floor, probably on the floor, or anything, I don't know, like a tripwire of sorts.
All right, roll an investigation.
You should still have guidance. Or let's do double check.
You
Not sure
don't.
if it lasts for one. Yeah.
No, you don't. But I mean, I give it to you again. It's a cantrip.
Oh, so can I roll? Did you cast it as I'm going ahead?
Yeah, I'll give you a little low 5 as you slide by.
Okay, that makes it a lot better.
You feel confident that you've investigated probably the next 40 feet in front of you. That large block of stone obstructs the corridor ahead. It doesn't seem to have been a part of the original construction, but its composition is more sandy than the stones that make up the walls of the ruins. Furthermore, a gap of several inches is visible along the sides of the block and between the stone and the ceiling.